Alright guys, we are back. Good evening, good morning, or good afternoon. As always, it is so great to see you. And friends, we're going to be discussing one of these items here in today's video, but another item is here. I'm going to crack this box open because it just came with something else here as well that I want to show you. And it is so stinking cool. So let's start cracking open some boxes, and then actually I'll crack open these two boxes. Those are actually what this video is about. This one is something super cool that I just learned about this past week, and of course I had to order a set of these things because these are going to be game changers, I believe. So this is from a company called Grabba, what the hell is it called? Grabba Ground or something like that. Anyway, I'll get to it in a minute here. Okay. Here is, okay, so there's a carrying case. Let me share this stuff here with you here. Ground Grabba, there we go. If you've not heard of these things, if you do any sort of camping outdoors, especially in windy conditions, you gotta check these things out. These things look absolutely badass, to the point where this video is not even about them, but they came in, and so I gotta share these things with you. Okay, check this out. You have these ground cleats that you drill in, and here's the bit here. You can put it on a 3/8 drill, cordless drill. So when you're out in location, it should be okay. All right, so you have these little cleats here. So you drill it into the ground, and they have different lengths of these things. You drill it into the ground. You have this part that slips over the top of it, and these things down into some hard dirt, they're not going to go anywhere, because one of the problems with a lot of the dirt around where I'm at, because it doesn't rain, so the ground becomes like essentially like a brick. Putting normal stakes in there, they start bending, and I have some pretty beefy stakes, but these right here, they have a lifetime warranty, which is what impressed me. So if I go out there and jack these things up, they're going to cover it or get me a replacement, which is really cool. They're not cheap though. This set right here, man, I'll put it on the screen. I think I paid $264 for these things. And there's 12 of these stakes here. But as I see it, there's been so many times when I've been out on location with heavy winds and things are getting knocked over, blown down because the stakes did not hold in the ground. If anything's going to hold it, I think these things legitimately will. So this is what I was excited about sharing with you guys. Now, oh, and actually with this kit, so of course it comes with a bag that you can put everything in. It comes with 2 bits, so in case you lose one, break one. I can imagine how you're going to break one. And then here's something else which I thought was pretty cool. So for those grounds that are really tough, they send you a masonry bit so you can drill into the ground as a pilot hole. Anyways, we'll see. It could work, it could not. I think it's going to work. Now, let's get on to what's in these boxes right here. Okay, boom. You there. You. Okay, and little antenna. Okay, this is gonna be pretty awesome, guys. So today I'm gonna be unboxing this guy, which is the Wouxun KG-1000G GMRS two-way radio. And I'm excited to have this new radio for my Jeep because, as I'm going to discuss here in a moment, it will enable me to communicate with people on the trail much easier than the CB that I currently have in it. Now, this is actually the first video of a 3-part series. Now, in this particular video, I'm going to open box. I'm going to open these things up and I'm going to share with you what you get with these here. The second video of this, I'm sorry, in part of this video, I'm going to cover the whys and the whats with this as well. Part 2 is going to be the install, and I think the install is going to be pretty straightforward because, as I understand, I can use the same antenna that I have that's in my Jeep, with the exception of, which I think is in this box right here. Nope, this is a clone. Oh, that part's down in the garage. Okay, I grabbed the wrong box to bring up here. So, that's funny. There's a mount that is in another package down in my garage, and that's the only thing that I need to modify to be able to utilize the antenna that I have from the CB to make this work in there. So part 2 is going to be that, doing the actual install. And part 3 of this is going to be kind of pushed out maybe a month and a half, and that's going to be more of a formal review, more of a hands-on, what did I think, if there's any things that I don't like it, and kind of give you kind of a closing synopsis, what I recommend and so forth. Alright guys, before we get going with this video, I have one big gigantic favor to ask. If you find any value with this video, do me a favor, go down below and hit that like button. It really does help with the whole YouTube algorithm. That said, my friend, pull up a seat in, let's go! Okay, now let's get into the unboxing. Now guys, I do have 2 radios here. I have a smaller handheld, and this is the antenna that's going to go with that. I'm going to do a separate video on that one. The whole idea behind that's a separate handheld radio, so therefore when I'm out and about, this becomes kind of base camp at the vehicle and my turtle bag. If I'm out with somebody that might be at base camp, I can still, if I'm doing out or heading out to do some recon or heading out for this or that, this radio is going to be able to communicate with the other one. But again, we're going to do a separate video on that. So let's take a look at what we get with this here. I can tell you one thing, the box is really sturdy. Now, as you guys know, with some of my other boxings, I'm a sucker for a good, well-packaged product, and this one is, I like the stock of the box. You have the manual here. Ooh, and there it is right there. It's in a nice thick canvas bag protecting it. Boy, that is a good looking radio. Just noticing a large fan on the back. Very cool. Okay, let's put that down right there. Anybody else like the smell of electronics? This has a particularly nice odor to it. Anyways, you have, it looks like the mount with a few screws. You have, looks like a Cat 5 cable. Here's the hand unit. Really nice. Okay. Here is the bracket. And I'm not sure, so this is some sort, this is a bracket for something. I'm not sure on that, but and here is our power cable and another bracket of some sort. I'm not sure what that is. Okay, so this is pretty straightforward on what this box comes with here. Now let's dive a little bit deeper and explore some of the primary specs and features of this radio. Now you're getting 50 watts of transmitting power with the option to choose from 4 output levels for optimum transmission. You have 30 GMRS channels and 8 built-in GMRS repeater channels, FM radio capability with built-in NOAA weather channels, which is, let me take that back. This will be really helpful during my wintertime adventures. 999 programmable channels with CTC, SS, and DCS encode and decode. Simultaneous dual mode operation with the ability, guys, to select wide or narrow bandwidth. Now you can connect this unit to another KG-1000G to connect a full base or a mobile repeater, which hey, that gives you excellent versatility. You have 3 built-in speakers, 2 of which are in the radio unit and the other is in the handheld. Now you have large dual frequency LCD display plus backlit buttons for ease of use in the dark. Now the handheld mic is also backlit or has backlit buttons as well as voice prompts to help you navigate the menu system. You have 2 front panel options, one that faces up, which is what you're looking at right here, and then there is the flat one, which is to accommodate, well, this, you'll remove this triangle piece here, which is pretty straightforward, and you'll put this one on there. So this will allow the face to be kind of flat, and that's actually going to be the one that I'm going to use in my rig as well. Now we can add to this list of specs and features that this unit has 2 3.5 external speaker ports and the ability to auto detect AM transmissions, incoming caller ID, group call capabilities, and call capabilities as well. And of course this just really scratches the surface of what this radio has to offer, but we'd be here all day long if I rattled off every single impressive feature that is built into this radio. Now when you're overlanding or off-roading, a good radio is an absolute must. If you're in a convoy, you need to be able to communicate with everyone else, especially if you're in the lead or if you're the last vehicle in line. Now without the ability to communicate with one another, guys, you can run into all sorts of problems. For example, wrong turns, leaving somebody behind, or getting jammed up on the trail because of not being able to communicate with others because of a wreck or an obstacle that is blocking forward progress. And when you're out alone, having a good radio can be a lifeline in case something goes wrong. Now whether you're stuck, injured, or vehicle has sustained damage, being able to call for help can be the difference between being stuck in a perilous situation for a long time and getting help quickly. Now you might be asking, Alex, why did you choose this radio? Primarily because I wanted something that was powerful, and this sucker definitely delivers with 50 watts of power. So when I need to contact someone, having that much power could be a difference maker. Now another reason why this radio is so attractive to me is its easy to use interface. Now I do want to be very upfront here. I'm not a radio expert by any means, but other radios that I've looked at and I researched ahead of time look very complicated to use, but this radio is different. Now as I mentioned earlier, it has a large LCD and a backlit buttons on the radio and the handheld microphone. And with voice prompts for the menu system, I can quickly find features or functions that I need as well. And there's the price as well. For just $370, there's plenty of GMRS radios out there that are cheaper, but they really lack the breadth and depth of features that is in this radio, that this radio has. And at the same time, there are lots of GMRS radios out there that are much more expensive, but many of these options still don't have the set of features that you can get inside this radio. I also definitely wanted to go with a GMRS radio. Now, in my experience, GMRS radios are far more popular in the off-road and overlanding community than CB radios, which is what I currently have in my truck right now. Now, in fact, among all the folks I've gone adventuring with, only one of them has a CB radio, and he got it because I have a CB. So it just doesn't make sense to continue using a CB when most of the people that I'm out on the trail with have GMRS radios. And while you do have to have a license for a GMRS radio, you don't have to take a test like you have to become a ham radio operator. Instead, you just simply pay $70 to the FCC and you get a license that's actually good for 10 years. And actually, I think it's this year that they're going to be dropping that fee down to $35. And I might be incorrect about that. I seem to remember reading something about that. So it's either $35 or $70 for 10 years. Now, additionally, GMRS radios offer, you have access to a huge number of channels, including reserved frequencies, privacy codes, and tones that block obtrusive channels for more secure communication and faster transmission than other communication devices, and clear reception as well. Now, easy to communicate in areas where cell phones and services is lacking, and that's really great for communicating with small groups. So there you guys have it. We've unboxed this radio, we've discussed the specs, the features, explored a few reasons why having a radio, in particular a GMRS radio, is so beneficial for off-roading and overlanding. But be sure you stay tuned in the channel for our next video in this series where I'm going to replace my CB radio with this bad boy. Alright guys, normally I'd end the video with a review of our current giveaway, but that has ended. So stay tuned for announcement of our 3 lucky winners in our next 4-wheel drive talk episode. Also, I'm going to highlight our new giveaway and the prizes that are going to be available for that one. Well, with that said, guys, that is it. This has been a fun, I've been waiting for this sucker to come in for a while, and I can't wait to share with you guys the install and, of course, our final review on this. Now, it's that time of the video where I'm going to ask you to do all that YouTube stuff that is so helpful to the channel. So if you found some value, if you like this video, do me a favor, hit that like button down below. If you're currently not subscribed to the channel, man, we would love to have you part of the family. So consider hitting the subscribe button. While you're at it, might as well smash, kick that bell so that you're notified every time that we come out with a video like this. That said, my friend, I'm going to get down in my garage, so you get out there, stay healthy, and find your adventures.